Tariki ni mirongo ere na igire mweri wa gatano mwakani wa ngirigire mirongo ere na inya na gitio kirene njetikiria ngoroge kunyita ugeni guku kwa Muthingi TV mohoro-ini maitu ma hwaini muthenya wa umuthi ngakihoka ati thiko yaku no yagitindia oro wega ni ndagiikarira giti giki kia umemerekia niguo ngomenyithia uria bururi wa gitinda ukigariura ngurehera riboti kuma county itiganite guku bururi-ini wa Kenya ngiye riboti kuma nja wa itoka cia bururi tukorokia guo nginya riboti cia mathako ni maige maria andiki aitu a mohoro magituhariirie muthenya wa umuthi no mbere ndaeto betomkira matemo ma mohoro. Mamwe ma maria tukuhaririirie ni ati andu atatu a family imwe kuma Chesiyo county ya Bungoma gukua thutha wa itwika ria tiri. Thirikari kwambiriria mihang'o ya kuhinga cikaro cia heanitwo kuri matigari a miyoro mwena wa mai mahio. Nacio thukuru mugwanja kuma Marti Isiolo kuhingwo thutha wa irathi guthukangio ni mai ma rũĩ rwa Ewasonyiro hingo ya mbura. Aya macio no wa mamwe maria tugikuhaririirie mohoro-ini maitu ma hwaini muthenya wa umuthi. Nayo ndiriti igi watho mweru wa kigina niragithie na mbere gwakiriria makiria na hari kwarahura urugari wa kiuteti guku bururi-ini kuna uguo ni thiko nini tu itigarite niguo mukenya korwo akineana mawoni make megi mendekithia maya ma kigina kia mwaka mweru wa kigina wa ngirigire mirongo iri na inya ngirigire mirongo iri na ithano na kuona uguo o mukenya ari na kioto gia kumenya niki kiri mendekithia-ini maya meru ma kigina kia mwaka uyu mweru oroho na gukorwo akineana mamwe ma mawoni make ni riboti iria tugaikorwo tugikurehera muthenya wa rucio hari tafaria itu ya watho watho kigiri-ini hari riboti ya muthenya wa rucio ni njitikaga Wairimu wa Kimani ririkana ati mohoro maya maitu turamamemerekia imwe kwa imwe nenda-ini citu ciothe cia ukinyaniria wathie kuria mwena wa Facebook ugutokora kwa @Muthingi TV waikoroka kuria mwena wa YouTube ni @Muthingi TV na ni hingo ciothe njitikaga Wairimu wa Kimani. Haya tukwambiriria na riboti ege ishara ria president wa bururi William Ruto kuria bururi-ini wa America na kuria William Ruto muthenya wa umuthi ni akorirwo akiuria aigithia kuma bururi wa America kuigithia makiria guku bururi-ini wa Kenya ikirigithanio na mabururi mangi gitaro-ini kia Africa. Ruto athinyereirie ati kuri na mitaratara ikiritwo ni thirikari niguo gutigirira ati aigithia mari na riera riega guku bururi-ini wa Kenya. Ni riboti iria iragituhingurira mohoro maitu ma hwaini muthenya wa umuthi.
A compelling reason to consider Kenya seriously is our demonstrable commitment to eradicating unemployment, poverty, hunger, disease, and inequality through our bottom-up economic transformation plan. Our focus is on transformative and inclusive growth, anchored by invigorated productivity at the bottom of the economic pyramid and driven by strategic investment in key sectors in our universal healthcare space, our food security expansion program, our agro-processing, affordable housing, the micro, small, and medium enterprise space, and of course, our digital infrastructure. Our ambition to leverage agro-industrial productivity for growth, export manufacturing, and surplus food production presents numerous investment opportunities in agriculture and in the entire food sector. Under our universal health coverage program, investment opportunities include vaccine and pharmaceutical manufacture, as well as the production of medical commodities and biomedical supplies. And I have had occasion to interact with some of the enterprises here who are considering that space. And we are extending facilities in our special economic zones for those who want to consider manufacture of pharmaceutical facilities, commodities, and supplies, not just for Kenya, but for East Africa
Uria William Ruto Korea Bururi wa America anere gukoro rigiciara maciaro mega goko bururi-ini wa Kenya. Haya tugithie na mbere anake munini wa mutongoria wa bururi Rigathi wa Gachagua muthenya wa umuthi ni arikitie kunyitarira na atemi anyititemi sekta-ini ngurani na kuria Rigathi wa Gachagua muthenya wa umuthi atafanirie kigomano na gikaro ya gukoro akigeria kuguithia garama ya indo cia goko bururi-ini na akire kigomano-ini giki kuri mucii munene wa Nairobi. Rigathi wa Gachagua ni auritie ati mwaka uyu ni megukorwo makigeria kukorwo makiguithia indo iria ikirehaga wagiriru hari hinya wa mahuthiro. Ni ripoti iria turagikorwo tukirorera.
It is therefore my pleasure to declare this International Energy Agency 9th Annual Global Conference on Energy Efficiency held here in Nairobi officially open. This conference happens when Kenya is leading the world in the march towards 100% green, clean energy. Renewable energy accounts for almost 90% of our generation and consumption. As Kenya transitions to green energy, we are addressing the cost of production while making power more reliable and more available. We are hereby inviting investment from regional and international partners to plug the various pillars of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. While we have lost biodiversity in destruction of forests and other natural resources to farming, integrating sustainable agriculture and food systems remains central to a clean environment. This is besides innovations that recycle from waste into green energy in form of biogas, electricity for machinery, and other domestic use, especially clean cooking. Going green and clean is not enough. We must establish and promote proficient and efficient energy systems in all sectors of our economy. States across the globe are working harder with partners on achieving SDGs by 2030, even as Africa remains focused on a transformed continent as underpinned by Agenda 2063.
Tugitigana na ripoti iyo ya Rigathi wa Gachagua tugire hari ripoti ya minister wa urimi goko bururi-ini Mithika Linturi na kuria Linturi ni augete ati thirikari ndigukorwo ikiriha maundu maria maikorwo magitharario ni mbura hari sekta ya urimi na makiria hari indo oro nginyagia mahiu. Linturi augete ari mbere ya kamiti ya Senate muthenya wa umuthi na kuria augete ati gutire kigina kana besha ikoragwo ikeigwo kado iria igukorerwo ikihuthirwo hari hathara ino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The government's emergency response to the emergencies occasioned by floods does not include compensation to crop and livestock farmers affected by floods. The government has no budgetary allocation for the purpose of compensation of farmers affected by the floods, and it is worth noting that Tana River County is also affected by floods resulting from the enhanced rainfall in those months of April again and May. And this is the season we are in. And it is not possible to pronounce ourselves on the level of damage caused by the floods as at now, because the rains are still ongoing and it is not possible to do a report to inform on the level of losses incurred. We have a program on crop insurance within the ministry, and some of the issues that probably we go through trying to argue to ensure that our farmers are properly taken care of. Next cabinet meeting, the ministry, my ministry and Ministry of Cooperatives, we've already prepared a memo to seek approval to waive 6 billion debt for all coffee farmers in the country.
Nayo thirikari nene ni anjĩtie mĩhang'o ya kũhinga kambĩ ya maĩ mahiũ ĩrĩa yathondekirwo thutha wa mũtino wa mĩgĩoro kũrĩa mwena wa maĩ mahiũ. Ikinya rĩrĩ rĩrongoreirie kũhe bamĩrĩ ici kanya ga kwĩrũgamĩrĩra rĩngĩ ciumia ithatũ kuma mũtino ũyũ wahanĩkire.
Ciumia ithatũ rĩu nĩ ihetũkĩte kuma mũtino wa maĩ mahiũ ũhanĩke kũrĩa bamĩrĩ ciatigirwo itarĩ na ũikaro. Bamĩrĩ ici ikoretwo ikĩgitia ciikaro-inĩ cia ciana cia PBB. Rĩu thirikari nĩ yambĩkĩte mĩhang'o ya kũhinga kambĩ ĩno na kũrĩa aikari aya matwarĩtwo mĩgũnda-inĩ kuonania taito ciao nĩ kamĩtĩ ya kũramata ũgwati maĩ mahiũ.
Hata tulitembea kila mtu kwa shamba lake. Hapo ndio tulikuwa tunaonyeshana title deed yako ama mahali ulikuwa unaishi. Kila mtu alikuwa amesimama mahali yake. Sasa baadaye
na riboti ĩyo nĩyo ĩgũkorwo ĩgĩtũhe kamwe kĩgagũikĩria ndũgathi haraya. Tũracokereria na mangĩ maingĩ.
Uri murimi munini na ni urabatara ngwatanĩro na nyũmba ya mohoro. Ihinda nĩ rĩrĩ amu Mũthingi TV nĩ ĩrakũhe mweke wa kwanĩrĩrithia kĩmenyithia nĩguo ũkũrie biacara yaku na njĩra nene. Tũhũrĩre thimũ kũgerera 0777 572 358 kana ũtwandĩkĩre email nĩyo sales@lookuptv.co.ke. Ũka tũtume ndũgũ na tũtirithanie hamwe amu ndũgũ nĩ makinya.
Save a Life nĩ gĩkundi gĩtarĩ gĩa gĩthirikari kĩrĩa gĩkoretwo gĩgĩcenjia maica ma andũ ngũrani ngũrani Kenya yothe. Nginyagia haha nĩ tũcenjetie maica ma andũ makĩria ma 100,000 through gũtwara arwaru thibitarĩ, gwakĩra arĩa matarĩ na cikaro, kũhe andũ irio, gũteithia ciana iria ciũrĩire mabarabara-inĩ na kũ-empower mbeũ njĩthĩ. Nyitanĩra na ithuĩ o mũthenya nĩgetha tũkorwo tũkĩnyitanĩra hamwe gũteithia na kũgarũrĩra maica ma andũ. Save a Life, transforming lives.
Haya nĩ twagĩcokereria na ririkana tũramemerekia ĩmwe kwa ĩmwe nenda-inĩ citũ ciothe cia ũkinyanĩria. Wathiĩ kũrĩa mũno Facebook and YouTube ũgũtũkora kuo @Mũthingi TV. Haya tũgĩthiĩ na mbere nĩ atĩ anyiti itemi a rũhonge rwa gĩthomo gĩcigo-inĩ kĩa ũmbunge kĩa Marti gũkũ nĩ kaunti ya Isiolo nĩ mambĩtie na kuga atĩ nĩ megũtigĩrĩra atĩ arutwo kuma thukuru mũgwanja iria nĩcio Mercy Primary na Secondary, Khalifa, Gamashu, Hamza oro hamwe na Mlanda iria irathi ciao ciathũkirio nĩ maĩ thutha wa rũĩ rwa Ewasonyiro gũthũkagĩka. Nĩ megũkorwo magĩtwarwo mathukuru-inĩ marĩa marigicĩirie nĩguo mĩhang'o ya gĩthomo ĩgĩthiĩ na mbere.
So we've counted up to 7 public schools that have been affected. They are not operational. They are not even likely to be open anytime soon unless there's a major intervention from the ministry and from the CDF.
Kũringana na riboti ya anyiti itemi a rũhonge
manyitanĩire na atongoria a matura mathukuru mũgwanja nĩ marũgamĩtie mĩhang'o ya mathomo amu indo ciao nĩ ithũkangĩtio nĩ maĩ ma munĩko wa rũĩ rwa Ewasonyiro.
This is a sub-county that has been most affected by the current floods. As we speak, many students or many learners are not back in school.
Thukuru iria irigicĩirie rĩu nĩ ciathĩtwo nĩ Ministry ya Gĩthomo gũtukania arutwo ĩta njĩra ya kũgirĩrĩria arutwo acio gũtigwo na thutha mathomo-inĩ.
We have liaised with our neighboring schools within this town to accommodate the affected schools.
Imagine some schools are being run 1 in 2 because the structures have been completely destroyed by the floods. One of the schools affected is in Mercy South, Khalifa Girls. It is submerged completely. So you can imagine where the learners are now operating from. They are currently in Mercy Girls, Mercy Boarding Primary School. Director
wa Gĩthomo sub-county-inĩ ya Mercy Ismail Huka augĩte atĩ arutani na arutwo a thukuru iria cioro ciao cithũkangĩtio mũno nĩ megũthiĩ na mbere na mathomo ona gũtuĩka matikũhũthĩra cioro icio amu no marware mĩrimũ ya gĩko. Oho nĩongereire atĩ wabici yake nĩ bangĩte na mĩthigiti ĩrĩa ĩrigicĩirie kũmetĩkĩria kũhũthĩra cioro ciao nĩguo arutwo matigatigwo na thutha mũno mathomo-inĩ magĩeterera cioro ciao ciakwo rĩngĩ.
We have even asked the nearby mosque to help us provide the services required in that line.
Adan Wario, ũrĩa nĩ mwarimũ mũnene thukuru-inĩ wa Sheikh Khalifa, augĩte atĩ cioro 10 nĩ thũkie biũ. Oho nĩongereire atĩ kwĩna mũbango wa gũthamia ciana cia kĩrathi kĩa mbere nginya kĩrathi gĩa 6 kuma cukuru-inĩ ũcio na kũmatwara thukuru-inĩ wa Aithĩramu wa Mercy. Nacio ciana icio ingĩ cia kĩrathi kĩa 7 na 8 megũtwarwo thukuru-inĩ wa Arama.
10 pit latrines or toilets were completely destroyed and it is not operational currently. We have deployed from grade 1 to 6 at Marti Muslim, grade 7 and 8 at Arama.
Augĩte atĩ mũbango ũyũ nĩ ũkũmũritũhĩria wĩra wa kũrora ũrĩa mathomo marathiĩ na mbere.
I go up at Arama supervising the happiness making or ensuring that the teachers have arrived. When they have started teaching now, I also go back to the other section which is deployed at Marti Muslim.
Boroguno ũrĩa nake nĩ mwarimũ mũnene thukuru-inĩ wa airĩtu wa Mercy South augĩte atĩ cioro 8 nĩ momoranie nĩ maĩ na oho ofici ciao kũiyũra maĩ. Nĩ athiĩte na mbere na kuga atĩ mabuku na indo ingĩ cia mathomo nĩ thũkangie.
8 pit block latrines have already submerged, they have sunk. Some semi-permanent classes have also submerged, and temporary classes have been already destroyed. Even the offices, they have flooded with water, and the whole compound is now muddy. Even some of our learning resources have been affected, like textbooks. We have even taken that reports to our education offices. They are aware.
Rĩu nĩ morĩtie thirikari na mũmbunge wao kũhiũha gũthondeka indo iria thũkie nĩgetha maũndũ macokererie o ta ũrĩa kwagĩrĩire.
Now requesting the national government, NGOs to come in and intervene in this situation.
Ngĩribotera Mũthingi TV, Njĩtĩkaga Wangari wa Njũgũna.
Nao arĩmi a mboga kuma Kinungi gũkũ nĩ mwena wa Naivasha nĩ maheanĩte mũkana wa kũnyiha kwa mboga harĩ mĩeri ĩroka nĩ ũndũ wa mbura nene ĩragĩthiĩ na mbere kura icigo itiganĩte cia bũrũri. Arĩmi aya maugĩte atĩ indo ta nyeni, itũngũrũ, thibinaji oro hamwe na mboga nĩcio hutie makĩria na nĩcio ikoragwo ikĩendekana makĩria mũno mataũni-inĩ matigarĩte.
Ile pesa ambazo tuna mgao ambao tulikuwa nao wa first phase na second phase ni kidogo. Na ndiposa tunasema ya kwamba ukisikia wakati Rigiji amesema ya kwamba 1 man 1 shilling 1 vote. Hiyo ndio tunazingatia kwa sababu sasa mimi hapa nilikuwa na wazazi mamia na wakati wali apply hii basari ya bani ya county unapata kwamba tunapatiana 2000, unapatiana 1800.
Sababu ya mvua imekuwa mingi na imeathiri mashamba mengi sana, so wazazi wenye wanategemea hizo sukuma wiki hawezi kuenda kuchuna hizo sukuma wiki sababu mvua imeadhiri. So tungeomba hata waheshimiwa wengine, viongozi wetu wa Nakuru County waungane na mtu Karanja na waweze kutuletea hayo mahitaji mengine ya basari, na wazazi wetu wataweza kuendelea na watoto wetu waendelee.
Wakati kulikuwa na mvua, watu wengi wameathirika sana katika mashamba yetu. Hapa kwetu tunalima hii madharu, na hiyo ndio tunapatanga sana na hii spinach. Na wakati mvua imenyesha sana, hiyo sukuma zote na kina spinach zimeenda na maji. Kwa hivyo hata ukiangalia unaweza sikia kama siku hizi unasikia hiyo sukuma moja inatoka gunia moja 1,000, lakini ukiingia kwa ile shamba ulikuwa unatoa gunia nyingi. Siku hizi unatoa gunia moja au gunia kidogo sana. Au hata ukifika kwa ile soko, hata ukipewa ile shilingi yako 500 unanunua chakula, lakini katika kubaki pesa ya kuenda kulipa shule hakuna kwa sababu ya ajili ya mvua.
No amwe ado aria mahutetio ni meiyuro aria maikaraga kambi-ini ya Minjala ni mareketie gukorwo makiregana na mubango wa thirikari wa kumathamia migunda-ini yao guthi migunda-ini ya thirikari, na kuria andu aya aria ni hamwe na nyumba 350 ni makoretwo makiuga ati ni megukorwo magitigirira ati matigokorwo magithamia.
Uri murimi munini na ni uravatara ngwataniro na nyumba ya Mohoro, ihinda nĩ rĩrĩ amu Mũthingi TV nĩ irakuhe mweke wa kwanĩrĩrithia kĩmenyithia nĩguo ũkũrie biacara yaku na njĩra nene. Tuhũrĩre thimũ kũgerera 0777 572 358 kana ũtwandĩkĩre email nĩyo sales@lookuptv.co.ke. Ũka tũtume ndũgũ na tũtirithanie hamwe amu ndũgũ nĩ makinya.
Save a Life nĩ gĩkundi gĩtarĩ gĩa gĩthirikari kĩrĩa gĩkoretwo gĩgĩcenjia maica ma andũ ngũrani Kenya yothe. Nginyagia haha nĩ tũcenjetie maica ma andũ makĩria ma 100,000 through gũtwara arwaru thibitarĩ, gwakĩra arĩa matarĩ na cikaro, kũhe andũ irio, gũteithia ciana iria ciũrĩire mabarabara-inĩ na kũ-empower mbeũ njĩthĩ. Nyitanĩra na ithuĩ o mũthenya nĩgetha tũkorwo tũkĩnyitanĩra hamwe gũteithia na kũgarũrĩra maica ma andũ. Save a Life, transforming lives.
akina Ali.
Lakini hapa county ametunyanyasa, ametuma watu kwetu juzi, amesema ardhi hiyo sio yenu, ardhi ya manyewe ya serikali, tahamisha na nyinyi nguvu. Alafu maji pia ametukataza muda wiki 3, sijapata maji sisi. Kiwa unataka tumaliza sisi huku pia nakimbia maji sisi. Tutoke kwa bonde, serikali amesema huku endeni kwa milima. Huyo milima pia county ametunyanyasa, amesema ardhi sio yenu, tahama nyinyi.
Arudi kule tena. Maana itakuwa ni kama tunawapatia hata serikali jukumu kubwa zaidi. Kwa hivyo sisi tunataka tukae hapa, tunaomba serikali watupatie hii ardhi, iwe ni ardhi yetu kabisa. Juzi kuna shirika walitukuja hapa, wakasema tuhame hapa. Tulisikia uchungu sana, hiyo usiku mimi sijalala. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali wasitutumie watu wenye watakuja kutuambia hapa msijenge hapa, muhame hapa.
Tuko na wiki 2 bado watabusa hajakuja mpaka sasa. Kuna wakati ilikuwa afisa wa afya wameleta chokari 6, sisi tumepewa 3, Onkolde imepewa 3. Temporary ile local ile za nylon na imekatika yote hiyo.
Tuko na governor hatujui. Tuko na bunge hatujui. Kwa hivyo tunataka kujua hii watu wanaumia, watoto wanaumia, kina mama wanaumia, hawana hata mahali pa kula, wanalala chini mchanga kama ng'ombe. Kwa hivyo na kwa hapa naambia serikali wafanye bidii watufike hapa haraka iwezekanavyo.
Wakaji wa Tana Delta wako na shida kubwa sana katika hii eneo. Barabara imekatika. Hakuna hospitali iko na dawa. Governor Tana River hajulikani hata iko wapi. Dazo gadai godana, mimi nakwambia kama ndugu yako. Mahali uko kuja saidia hii watu wako na shida sana.
Serikali atusaidie kila njia yoyote, ardhi hiyo atumilikie, atupatie sisi hiyo ardhi mahali ya mkao. Mwingine hatuna haja ya kurudi huku tena, unataka kukaa hapa, ardhi atumilikie hapa.
Haya nitwagicokereria twagushuga muhera ni undu wa mahitia mauma mitabo na tugithii na mbere ni ati ruhonge rwa uthuthuria na ungumania rwa EACC ni rurikitie kwambika uthuthuria wigi uhuthiri moru wa kigina kia basari na waki wa mathukuru county ya Pokot ya Mohoro na kuria munene wa ruhonge ruru mwena wa Rift Valley niwe Charles Rasungu ni ugete ati aria othe megwikorwo makuruhanitio na ungumania wa kigina giki kia basari ni megukorwo makioro makinya maruru makiwatho.
As a way of minimizing corruption. As a commission, we have various forms of mandate. One of it, of course, being investigation whenever there are cases suspected of corruption. And so, indeed, like in all the other counties, in this region, we also have cases which we are investigating. And because of those cases, that's why we are saying as we need a proactive way of reducing the chances of those investigation cases coming up so that we are able to prevent it and the resources of Mwananchi go to where it is needed for the purpose of serving the public. Yes, indeed, we have quite a number of cases, just like I said in other places, but there are various stages of investigation. It is good, at least at this stage, we don't say we are investigating APCD, but I remember we have a matter which we are handling in the commission which deals with the bursaries, and sometimes back where some bursaries were given and they are thought to have been involved or they were mad by issues of fraud in terms of the way they were distributed. The matter is being investigated by our Nairobi office, and indeed it's at advanced stage. Some of the mechanisms which we are doing now in terms of educating members of the public, because you will go to the market, we will be going to the other places, and even the media, you help us also in passing this good message to the people, is to see how can we work in partnership with other institutions, with members of the public, to reduce cases of corruption. You need to that the reason why corruption, it's not just because of corruption. We talk of corruption because it denies the people the services that they need, and most of the government services are critical services in nature. So because of that reason, when we have a survey like that, we are supposed to take it positively so that we use it to better our state. It seems that people are ready to give a bribe because they are not getting the services. So we need to educate all the members of the public to shun issues of bribery, and also urge the public officers who have a chance to serve without asking for bribes, so that we can have a situation where our people are getting the services that they deserve.
As a commission, our mandate is to prevent, combat corruption through law enforcement, corruption prevention, education and public awareness, to promote ethical practices.
No aikari akuria mwena wa Kilifi ni moreto makoro makehoga makiria aria maragikoro magitabania mihango yao miena ya iriaini kuona ati nigukoretwo na ruhuho runene no matwika materi na mbura nene nderi iragithie nderi irahuahua riu makiorio ni thirikari gukorwo makimenyerera makiria niguo tutigagite mioyo ingi.
The fishermen and the tourists and everyone who is using the ocean, either swimming or taking a ride or fishing. If you are using small crafts or small vessels such as boats and dhows and small ships, please avoid venturing until the storm is over, because we are experiencing very strong winds and our ocean is very rough. So the reason behind what we are experiencing is there's a storm that developed in Mafia Island in Tanzania on 19th, and it was at the category of a severe storm. A severe storm is just next to a tropical cyclone category 1. So the storm began in Mafia at wind speed of 57 knots as compared to Hidaya. The storm is called Iyali, tropical storm Iyali. The storm has been transversing our deep seas, and it will not have a landfall. So the effects are not going to be as devastating as it was to be if it had a landfall.
Hawa vijana wetu ambao wamejizoesha kuenda kuogelea kwa bahari, wafufi wetu ambao wamejizoesha kuenda kutenga uchumi yao katika bahari, ni kweli tunaelewa hapo ndio wanatoa mkate yao, lakini kwa muda huu ningeomba na ningewasihi sana tuepuke kuenda kwa bahari. Tafadhali wajiepushe na kusimama hata wakati wanapiga story, hata jua ikiwa kali, kusimama chini ya vivuli za miti, kwa sababu miti ingine inaweza kuwa branches zake zimezeeka, zingine zimekauka, inaweza kuangukia. Wajiepushe pia kwa zile manyumba mzee ambazo zinaweza kuwa, ukiangalia mabati yake imelegea ama rofu zake zimelegea. Wajiepusha makuta ambazo zinaning'inia, wajiepusha, kwa sababu upepo sasa ikifika niko na hali ya speed na nguvu sana, inaweza leta madhara alafu waangukiwe. Hata pia katika zile sheds ambazo zinaweza kuonekana sio strong sana, ili tusikuwe na majanga.
Nayo kamite ya wigi wa kigina bururi-ini niyo NGCDF itogorete ni Sirma Musa Cherotich nereda ruhonge rwa ICT kuigithia miako-ini iria irako ni abunge kugira kigina giki kia bururi kia NGCDF.
as we are going to start the digital hubs in the country, we are taking stock of the fact that there are some hubs which had been done before, but they are not operational. As the chairman or the fund manager who spoke earlier talked about the challenges of connectivity, talked of the challenges of provision of internet. We know that we had internet provision by telecom, which became obsolete and non-functional. Currently now we are joined in by the ICT authority and the ministry and Konza Technopolis to make sure that this connectivity is effective. We have government who are going to do contracts or gotten accounts for workers who are going to work at the digital economy. Digital hubs are the in thing because I'm happy that today the regional coordinator for Ajira has reported that we are getting those who are earning 100,000 plus in a month. And this is exactly what we want to happen.
Earlier on, most CDFCs were citing these hubs in schools. Now the challenge with that is that the public don't have access to these institutions all the time. We know sometimes you do that because of lack of space and the cost of buying land. But as a board, I want to assure not just Mvita, but all our constituencies that where urban centers have difficulty in accessing land, we'll be able to assist in purchasing land for you so that you can build going upwards.
Hiyo challenge yangu kwa sababu najua hata leo tutapata kwingine wanasema hakuna wifi, wengine tulienda wakasema it is too slow, it is too old. Sile tuliweka last term ilikuwa tu ni trials kwa sababu 4.6 million unajenga kwa ward 4, hiyo ilikuwa tu a drop in the ocean.
Nao andiki a mohoro kuma kaunti ya Kakamega ni maikite mukana wa gutiga wira wa thirikari nginyagereria watho ukuoerwo hari uhoro wegie afitha umwe wa ugima wa mwiri uri wiriga wikiria mukana wa gikuo hari mwandiki umwe wa mohoro T Douglas Dende na kuria riu ara Dende aragikorwo agethera na ripoti egi ikuo cia ando ere thibitari-ini imwe ya county iyo.
We, the undersigned journalists, collectively express our strongest condemnation against the reprehensible actions of Dr. David Anekea Lila, the Chief Officer of Medical Services in the county government of Kakamega, for allegedly issuing death threats against Mr. Douglas Dindi, a reporter with the People Daily, a publication run by Media Max Limited. The same chief officer threatened Mr. Hilton Otenyo, a reporter of the Star newspaper, a publication of Radio Africa.
He ushered me into the office. He started ranting at me. I heard him mention, you are coming here for the ambulance again, ambulance story. And so if I was there to justify that there was some negligence in the government, there was all that stuff. I kept my cool. But then he told me, if you are man enough, you publish that story. We shall meet with you in the streets. Do you know me? I'm capable of killing. I'll kill you.
Katiba ya Kenya inapatiana nafasi ya kupeana habari bila kuficha. Na iwapo afisa yeyote atafikiria kwamba habari ambayo ako nayo ni yake, basi hiyo itakuwa ngumu. Sisi wanahabari tunaitisha serikali, haswa sana polisi, kuhakikisha kwamba yule ambaye amemtishia ndugu yetu anaweza kukamatwa na aweze pia kushtakiwa.
We will not allow the county government or any other officer for that matter to threaten the journalists. We will stand together. We will not cover your events if you continue threatening us.
Na wananchi pia lazima pia muweke macho. Sisi ndio macho yenu pale ndani. Tukijaribu kufanya kazi yetu na tunazuiwa hivi, inamaanisha kwamba pia sisi maisha yetu yamo hatarini. Kile ambacho tunaomba serikali na hapa kitengo cha usalama pale kuanzia kwa inspector mkuu wa polisi, tunaomba kwamba muweze kusimama pamoja na sisi. Kilio hiki si kwa mtu mmoja.
We want to see police swinging into action and delivering justice to us, because this is not the first time we are facing this. We are coming out because it has become a normal occurrence for us to be threatened, to be intimidated, and sometimes being told that if you write this story, we will call your media house to sack you.
Aya, imwe kwa imwe tukira kirato kiarapato hanyuke kore iharo-ini citu na kuria nyabara wa timu ya Harambee Stars Jean Flat ni agutafarwa kuruta wera murito agikoro ni arenda kuigira mbĩtĩka-inĩ cia kĩmabũrũri harĩ mwaka-inĩ wa 2026. Timu ya Kenya itanyĩtwo gũkorwo igĩtũngana na timu ya bũrũri wa Burundi harĩ tarĩki 7, nayo timu ya Ivory Coast tarĩki 11 mweri ũkĩte, na kũrĩa athaki Michael Olunga oro hamwe na Daniel Ayemba ni magakorwo makinyitanĩra na timu ĩno.
You want to invite a player, it is not something you can do in last minute. If I invite an international player, I need to send the invitation minimum 14 days before. So therefore all these players already got long time ago the invitations to their clubs. So therefore there was no discussion about if they don't come or something else, or they are, I don't know what was written all in media. There was never discussion about it, because you have to know the rule is if you, for example, send the invitation 13 days before, 1 day less, then the club has the right to refuse. So therefore, there was no discussion about it. Our discussion is only about this point, that I don't know for 100% who will be ready, and also who some of these players, like for example Michael, they will come, or Daniel Anyembe, they will come directly to Malawi. So we make to this morning. Marcelo was with us. I'm with Marcelo. I'm hopeful. Joseph will come maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It's not exactly clear. And you know, there's also one problem more with African players in European teams. They push the players not to play if they have some small injuries or something, because they don't want them to get again injured and so on. So Joseph, we will see what will happen, because he told me the last test was not so good, but when he's here, then we will see. The other players look physically like they are okay. Our goalkeepers, all of them know that this is an open competition. And there's no guarantee for anyone. Before Brian was playing, then Patrick take over. It doesn't mean that Patrick will play. There's no guarantee, never. So coming for Boniface, Boniface is a very talented keeper, but I talk with him where I see the weaknesses, where he has to work on, because he brings from talent, from physically, he brings everything, or from reflex, everything, but he has to work on the goalkeeper techniques. So it depends on high balls, or the balls from the side especially, and he has to work on it if he wants to take over or to play. Then he has to work hard on it to take his place in the team. So and this is nothing new. It's not only for him, it's for all keepers or all players. For example, when we came here, the first thing what I have done, I have made a meeting with the keepers. I talked also with Patrick, even with his experience and everything. There are still points where I explain him, where I expect from him different way, and he knows what I want. And this is the way we have to improve all of our players.
Na ripoti to ya keri ni ripoti ĩgĩkĩrĩka ria finals mbĩtĩka-inĩ cia Europa, na kũrĩa mbĩtĩka cia Europa League nĩ itanyĩtwo kũinĩkĩrĩra mũthĩ wa ũmũthĩ, na kũrĩa timu ya Leverkusen matanyĩtwo gũkorwo magĩtũngana na Atlanta, na kũrĩa mbĩtĩka ĩno ĩgũthakĩrwo kĩharo-inĩ kĩa Aviva. Timu cigĩrĩ itũnganĩte maita merĩ, na kũrĩa nĩ rita rĩa mbere timu ya Atlanta gũkinya finals mbĩtĩka-inĩ ici cia Europa League. Haya, na ripoti ĩyo nĩyo ĩgũkorwo ĩgĩtwĩkĩra gaturumo mohoro maitũ mamaine muthenya wa ũmũthĩ. Ngũcokere ngatho we wagĩtĩkĩra gũtwara ithuĩ kuma rĩrĩa twambĩrĩirie mohoro maya maitũ nginyagia rĩu. Nĩ njĩtĩkaga Wairimu wa Kimani ngakwendithĩria ũtukũ mwega.